Arthurian texts have changed the course of narratives and movies over the generations, influencing directors such as Christopher Nolan, Steven Spielberg, novels and films like Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, and expansive franchises like Star Wars and Marvel Studios. One of the more prominent movie adaptations, though, in recent times is the 2014 John Wick film. The John Wick series has been portrayed through the hero's journey, scory scaffold, to guide its adventure as well as the other Arthurian templates and ideas. Crossing the threshold is a very difficult part of the hero's journey, as they must believe in themselves fully to give their all in their quest. John Wick goes through a tremendous journey, almost cookie cutter to the infamous hero's journey presented in all Arthurian legends. John Wick's story arc essentially began when he crossed the threshold. This was executed from the horrendous acts of Isov Tarasov, son of Vigo, leader of the Russian mafia, murdering the living embodiment of everything that Mrs. Wick left for John, and his only coping mechanism to ease the transition for her naturally caused death, the dog. Everything shown previous to this point in the movie has been devoted to why John left his life of being a hitman and created a family. But now he has been left in confusion as to why his wife died of natural causes and not from his ex-career path. And her last gift to him was stomped into the ground. John has no choice but to cross the threshold, breaking the promise that he made to his wife about returning to his ex-hitman career to avenge Daisy the dog, all he had left of her. In his very next scene, John's home is infiltrated by 12 men sent by Vigo in an attempt to kill him, and John has to fully commit, or else his new covenant to his wife will be broken, and his legacy will be in vain, as he would be dead. In contrast to the famous Arthurian legend, Mallory, Galahad, the quest for the Holy Grail, the hero of this story has to make a tremendous step of faith in order to further his journey in the story. Galahad, son of Lancelot and Guinevere, shows qualities of becoming a great knight. Galahad was sent to the Valley of Abbey of Nuns to meet Lancelot. In the morning, Galahad was made a knight. He himself fastened one of his spurs and Bors the other. Then Lancelot girded him with the sword and gave him an accolade, and then told him that God would make him an honourable man. This obviously less tragic moment is Galahad's crossing the threshold moment, as Galahad has been knighted and has to take the responsibilities of one. This means all of the difficult challenge that King Arthur is going to present to him, he must conquer, as a brave, gallant, and chivalrous knight would do. Both John and Galahad share a moment in their journeys where they have to fully commit, where there is no turning back because there is too much on the line. In an Arthurian text, it is vital to have some sort of variation of a chivalric code present in the text. In the film John Wick, John and his allies, these being Marcus, a master sniper, Charon, a receptionist to the Continental Hotel, and Winston, the owner of the Continental Hotel, abide by a knight's code of protecting others who cannot protect themselves, and looking out for your brother in harm's way. This may include risking their lives in battle and humbling themselves below their allies, doing literally anything to protect them. Marcus, William Defoe's character, has been assigned $2 million by Vigo to kill John. As seen in the video, Marcus shoots at the pillow to warn John that Mrs. Perkins has entered the room, saving John's life but putting his own life on the back burner to uphold the knight's code, the pair that they both believe in, to always protect the weak and defenseless, and looking out for a fellow brother in harm's way. Later, this action gets him in trouble, ending his life. In the same scene, John has also tested the Knight's Code, more specifically his Cardinal Rule, for the purpose of the movie. This was only killing the people that were involved in the murder of Daisy, and by sparing Mrs. Perkins' life, John has upholded his Cardinal Rule, and valued the Knight's Code over the organised crimes world's commands. In contrast to this modern adaptation of the chivalric code in the tale of Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, an Arthurian legend, Gawain goes through many tests to prove his chivalry, loyalty, honour, and bravery. Around the round table, a mysterious figure known as the Green Knight comes in, proclaiming that this act's of godly weight, to wield as he see fit, and I will bide his blow, as bare as I see't. Here I renounce my claim, the axe shall be his own, and I will stand his stroke here on this floor of stone. None of the knights volunteer, so Gawain, the self-proclaimed to be the weakest of the knights, accepts the challenge. He was appreciated for his courage, chivalry, and bravery by the other knights, being the only man in the room to volunteer for the challenge, displaying the highest faith in God and his moral obligation to protect the weak and defenseless. In several ways, Gawain and Marcus are similar in their chivalric and brave ways. in their own versions of their knight's code. Arthurian legend has influenced and shaped the film and novel entertainment industries in the world around us without us even knowing. It does this by capturing the audience imaginations through time. Almost all the stories created throughout our day and age. This ranges from hero's journey scaffolding to the marvelous battles. This accurately depicts on how one of the major storytelling era has transformed the new modern context, such as John Wick and plenty more.